This time I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a wonderful conversation called love. This is only a very brief discussion. In our programs, the deeper people go, we actually go into a very deep exploration of love and starting to understand that it is actually quite beyond most of our comprehension. So this particular teaching that I'm going to do here is to allow you to perhaps get a flavor, a distinction between kind of what love really is and kind of what we really do want to experience, and kind of what we kind of in this romantic sense, what we think love is. And perhaps it'll give you an inkling as to why so many people have such contempt to love, because of the fact that what they experienced in the name of love was not really. So we call it the story of two triangles. And they basically give you a sense that there are it's a kind of a three-sided triangle which kind of tells you a little bit about love. So what do we normally day-to-day experience? So this is what we think love is. So what we think love is, and what happens is when you ask yourself the character or ask yourself what actually is happening here, and you explore it deeply, you find that the components that make this up are these three. One is need. Second is desire. And the third is lust. You will find quite often that in your experience of love, that it is those three things, one or more of these three things, that you're actually experiencing, not love. But it's coming in the guise that it is love. Many, for example, we talk about mother's love and or parents' love. Many times there is a genuine love that's sitting in there, but that doesn't get expressed out in the world. Because these are, if you are familiar with our human state model, you will know that these are the creatures of what we call the lower mind. And so what happens is the deep intention that sits deep within us, within our heart or within our higher minds, when it arrives out into the world, it is captured by the lower mind and converted to expression of what it is seeking. And what it seeks is one of these three, or all three of them. So even a parent's love very frequently comes out as a need to be validated as a parent, a need to have control and dominion over the environment that they live in. A desire to project or to live all of the fantasies that they have in their minds about what their life could be through their children. The lust for power. These get concealed in the conversation called love and arrives at your doorstep. This is what happens in most relationships. Most relationships, somewhere, the great, beautiful, loving intention that generates from within you gets captured and converted to one of these. And inside this, you will understand that this kind of triangle is almost like as if it has a power of its own, which is distinct from you. But there is something really interesting about all these three things. I wonder whether you can see it. We'll examine it when we go to the next one. So what really would love be? In my exploration, as I went deep down into the consciousness of human beings and had some dramatic and quite interesting encounters, I became aware of love. And when somewhere deep down inside, I finally got to understand what great sages and masters had been saying to us for centuries, when they said, in reality, all that really exists is love. And I got to understand that. Because love is this. If you look at it, there's a triangle there as well, which is quite interesting. And what is it made up of? First one is acceptance. Second one is respect. And third one is trust. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail in here, but look at them. Look at them. Acceptance, respect, trust. Wow. Powerful words that resonate with, I'm sure it must be resonating with you, but have a look and ask yourself, how much of it lives in your world? Now, if you, or who you are accepted unconditionally, respected without demanding it or without having to earn it, unconditional respect and unconditional trust, if these three concepts were manifested in your world, that would be love in action. Just imagine to yourself what you would feel like if this was your experience of love. How would it feel? How would you feel? How would the people in your life feel if they had the experience of love this way? No judgment. No opinions. No making right or wrong. No domination or victimization. Acceptance, respect, trust. There's a couple of things that we immediately pop out in front of you if you kind of look at it, isn't it? Want to know why people don't like this? What do these three things do? What do? They take lust, need, desire. They take from someone. What are these three? They give. So this is what you want to see. This is a fundamental distinction. Now, there's a lot more deeper exploration, and this one takes us deep into the conversation of fear. And this one takes us deep into the conversation of love. And you start seeing, wow, when I am experiencing love, most of the time I'm actually experiencing fear. And the fear is feeding on my fear, and what happens is I become very needy and powerless. And over here, when I experience it, I actually get scared. I get scared because that is all I have ever experienced, fear. I do not know what that is. So, as a final word, if you want to know who really is an example of love, have a look at a baby. Unconditional acceptance, respect and trust. And please don't come and make statements like, oh, the baby knows nothing better or something like that. That's not or of anyone else. Just look at the baby with some love. Be willing to give some acceptance, respect and trust from yourself to that baby, and look at it. There it is, the epitome of love. So this is just a very quick discussion, a very quick introduction to share with you that there is a great possibility that arises and lives very much within us. You will understand that the true nature of human beings is here. This is our true nature. And when you dig into it, doesn't matter whether they are murderers or terrorists or killers or saints. All human beings, their true nature sits here. You can argue, you can fight, you can refuse to believe, it doesn't matter. You cannot alter the true nature of human beings. This is where it lies. This is the journey. This is the journey to discover that through experiencing this, the vast wisdom of the cosmos. So I leave this with you to perhaps generate some thought, perhaps give you some insights, and perhaps be of assistance to you in your own journey to discover true love, and to experience it, and to live it, and to give it as you were destined to do. I hope I have been of assistance to you. I thank you for the privilege that you have given me by listening to me. I wish you an absolutely wonderful day. Thank you.